Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning and welcome to this week's segment of Live Without Limits. Today's show is titled, Why Virtual Summits Are a Game Changer for Your Business. For one thing, let's look at it this way. We have been going in that direction long before COVID-19 hit because many companies were no longer hiring speakers to come in and do conferences. They were no longer doing the big conferences because they didn't want to have the expense of traveling and having to pay for hotels and whatever else that was involved in that. So their big thing was this. What they did was they looked at different ways that they could compensate for it, and that became virtual summits. Now, the thing is that with COVID-19 and social distancing, it just enhanced what was already available, and it became more widely used. Communication, the human connection, is the key to personal and career success, said Paul J. Meyer. Have you ever been to a conference? If you are like me, you would have attended many conferences in the past and realize that as much as they're important to your business, they're also a big drain on your valuable time, energy, and resources. There are costs such as travel time, food, transportation, and accommodation. Opportunity, cost of time away from business. A big fat conference price tag. All conferences require some form of local or international travel, as they usually happen in exotic locations around the world instead of your own city. An international conference requires at least 1 day of travel to get there and 1 day back home. This makes a quick 3-day conference into a 5-day affair. For a business, this cost can quickly swell, and for each resource that's going to travel with you to the conference, it's going to set you back 5 days of salary, 5 days of travel, food and accommodation, the cost of printing additional marketing material for distributing during the conference. For the average mid-level employee, that's a cost of a company of over $5,000 per conference attendee. These high times and financial costs have business owners looking for different ways to upskill their employees and help them dramatically increase their network. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story. And being a speaker and a trainer, for many years, living in Atlanta, what I would do is, because it was a big convention center, is I would work with the temp agencies where I was usually staffing these conferences. And there were a lot of times that were down times that if you did it virtually, the conference, you had that time to put into your work. Yes, you have computers. Yes, many times people would take those computers and get on the Wi-Fi and do whatever they could on the computer. But here's the thing, for a speaker and a trainer, what often they build those conferences, not only for their time, but if they were going to do a breakout session, if they were doing a keynote, and often many of them were looking for opportunities to build it up into a really great business, but they didn't always understand what also is involved in it. Now, here's the thing. You had these companies that would go around to local cities and put on conferences, or what they would do is put on seminars where employees would go off location to learn the skills and the soft skills. And that was a lucrative income for the speaker, but even those things have gone by the wayside. And often they couldn't keep speakers on for any length of time because so much travel, they were taking away time from their family. So the best thing that's happened is that an online conference or a virtual summit. And I've done some presentations with virtual summits. In fact, I did a presentation for a company in India while I was in the comforts of my home and didn't have to travel. What is a virtual summit? The virtual summit is a conference held online that brings together expert speakers to present to a specific topic. People could register with their email address to watch the video interviews and presentations, often for free during the event. Access to unlimited viewing of the 5 to 30 talks required an upgrade. Take a moment to think of a conventional summit, then imagine taking it online. That's exactly what a virtual summit is. Like an offline conference, it has talks on topics related to specific niche or sub-niche. The critical difference is that with a virtual summit, these talks are usually pre-recorded, which means that there are fewer opportunities for late-night technical issues or speakers no-shows. While the talk is pre-recorded, usually the speaker is available on chat to address any questions you may have after going through the session. Now, I've attended the WBEX conference. In fact, I've worked with WBEX where I helped promote the summit, and I also have done breakout sessions with their speakers. That what they did was they would have a 45-minute presentation by the speaker. Then they would do breakout sessions where they had a leader and a certain smaller number of people, and they would discuss what they learned in that summit. And it was a really great way to reinforce what was happening in the summit. And the way they did it is they would have a month-long pre-summit that was free, and then if you wanted to get more in-depth with the speakers, then what you would do is take the paid year-long summit. Why are virtual summits gaining popularity? Virtual summits are the latest trend being picked up by both experienced business owners and people just starting out. Apart from obvious benefits, it costs and time. They offer an opportunity and impact bigger than your physical conference. Most businesses, including your competitors, are losing piles of cash in trying to make physical conferences fruitful. It is even making any measurable impact on growth of their businesses. It is difficult to measure, and therefore spending so much money on these physical conferences is questionable. But the opposite is true when you host a virtual summit. These virtual conferences are changing the game. If you have the right approach and the desire to host one yourself, it's a home run waiting to be hit for your business. A virtual summit is more accessible. All you need is an internet-connected device. More affordable. Just register for your free ticket. Novel. You can be as creative as you wish. Measurable. Probably the most important factor. A virtual summit is an opportunity to build your brand and position yourself as a leader in your industry by hosting your own virtual summit or sponsoring an upcoming virtual summit that offers measurable opportunities. If you want to partner with influencers, even if they don't have a network, grow your email list by thousands of hot prospects ready to buy. Position yourself as a leader in your niche. Then it's high time that you learn how to host a virtual summit. What's a virtual summit? The virtual summit is a conference held online that brings together expert speakers to present on a specific topic. People can register with their email address and watch the video interviews and presentations, often for free during the event. Access and unlimited viewing of 5 to 30 tasks requires an upgrade. There are 3 primary models for virtual summit, depending on what you want to achieve, including the free model, the freemium model, the premium model. Now, the free model. And this is what's really interesting, because this is what WBEX does. This is what any other association has done, is they've had pre-conferences, and those pre-conferences are your free summit model, with the idea that what they're going to do is upsell you to a premium summit model, and then, or rather, into a premium summit. So here's the free summit model. If you're going to generate a new list of leads, you'll probably want to go for a lead generator style summit that is free to attend. The attendee gives you their contact details in exchange for access to Summit Online. This type of summit is the most popular when they're trying to grow their email list. If you do your job well and have a good virtual summit funnel, you can turn many of these leads into paying customers further down the line. Freemium summit model. This second course structure is a premium summit. The format allows people to register for free, but then for specific sections or benefits, there is a paid upgrade. Remember that you want people to benefit from the summit, so you need to be sure that you're adding enough value to your free attendees. The last thing you need to do is mislead them and have their prospects thinking it's all free, when in fact anything of value is locked behind a paywall. Now, this is where many a company has what they call a membership site, in that you have to become a member. They have certain videos that you can get for free, and then if you want to access anything else, you have to pay the membership fee. You see, most associations have them today. Premium summit model. The third structure is a premium summit. These require attendees to pay a fee to attend. This structure is less popular. They generally work well with an existing customer or lead base who already know you well enough to make a payment. Which virtual model is best? This is important to understand, because as actually post-COVID-19, more and more people have gotten used to manage their time far more efficiently, especially a company and solopreneurs, because many of them want to make their money and they know they need to attend seminars, and going online helps them to do this more efficiently. So you're going to see that virtual summits are not going to be going away, but they're really going to be gaining in popularity. So which virtual summit model is best? It's worth noting that a free summit will generate many more leads, and combined with a robust virtual summit funnel are far more profitable in the long run. Think of the free summit as a way to warm up cold leads. As a digital asset, your goal is to get as many people as possible to attend. A freemium summit, on the other hand, requires you first find, then warm up your leads before they spend money to attend. A premium summit works best if you're in a niche where there's little information available and your speaker line are known faces for information that attendees would be willing to pay for. A well-run online summit requires a lot of work and some investment. So let's look at the benefits to see if it's a good growth strategy for your business. Now, here's 5 key benefits for hosting summits online. A virtual summit is a 3-way win. Your audience gets access to excellent content at no cost. Your speakers get exposure to new audiences that they would otherwise not have had. You, as an organizer, have the opportunity to build your authority through association with industry leaders while growing your audience. Let's focus on how your business can benefit from a well-run online summit. Benefit number 1, generating new leads. Somewhere along the line, you need to fill your pipeline with leads. One easiest ways to achieve this is to have an irresistible offer for prospects. Remember how we said that a conference costs a company typically around $5,000 for attendee? Well, if you can offer them a free virtual summit with the same benefits as a traditional one, all in exchange for an email address, I could refuse that. A virtual summit blows the traditional lead generation methods right out of the water. Let's look at writing a blog post, for example. It takes hours of research, hours of writing, and hours of editing. Once it's finished, the real work begins in promoting it. If you've done a great job, you'll get a few social shares. However, a virtual summit is a real event with built-in shareability. People want to listen to an industry expert and have access to ask them questions. And that platform provides the means to do that. That's enough to get everyone excited and hopefully to get them sharing. Another massive benefit is if you can leverage the networks of your speakers. They're always looking for channels to build their brand, and this is an easy way for them to do that. Speakers promote the summit to their followers, and it is a way of providing that they are industry leaders in a niche. It's important that you incentivize them to share on your online summit to their mailing list and social following. Imagine that you have 30 speakers on your online summit. If you can get each of these to share your summit with their followers, you could quickly be reaching a few million prospects because the summit has been promoted by someone that the follower is familiar with and trusts. They choose to follow them or have subscribed to their mailing list. Your chance of having a high sign-up rate is great. Here's the thing. The best thing to do is to use a sales funnel to initially get people. That what you do is have an opt-in page, which someone gives you their name and email address to get a free ebook or a free VIP session. Then what you do is the next page, they have to do an email confirmation. And this is why it's so important that when you set up your opt-in page, it's linked to an autoresponder. And autoresponders need to make sure that they use a double opt-in, because if I have no intention of using your service but I want the free gift, I'll give you a fake email gift because you're going to allow me to download it. But if you give me and send me, once I sign up, to an email confirmation that I have to confirm it before I actually get the download, then that way I have to give you a good email address. And that's how you build your list with autoresponders. And then the final page is a thank you page. And on the thank you page is your button that gives you the download. Imagine that you have, okay, so because the summit has been promoted by someone that the follower is familiar with and trust, they choose to follow them and have subscribed to their mailing list. Your chance of having a high sign-up rate is good. Finally, these are leads that are interested in your niche. If they've been following the industry experts and signed up for their mailing list or followed them on social media, you can be sure that they're interested in the niche. That means they have been pre-qualified. You can't ask for a better lead than that. So, to summarize, you're offering something that has great value for free and is being promoted to targeted followers, usually at no cost to you, by someone that these followers trust. This is the perfect recipe for generating a large list of targeted new leads. Increase your network. We've all read those business books whose mantra is, it's not what you know, but who you know. A virtual summit is a fantastic way to connect with industry leaders for future collaborations, because you have something to offer them, an opportunity to grow their influence by reaching audiences, as well as a way to enhance their authority. They are more likely to be open to having a conversation with you than they would otherwise. As an organizer of an online summit, you will have the chance to build strong relationships with these industry leaders, potential to open doors for further partnerships, affiliate arrangements, and other ongoing benefits after the summit is over. Consider that these relationships are also an asset that can be maintained and leveraged many years into the future. Establish yourself as an authority. If you're selling a product, one of the pillars of selling is to ensure the prospective customers trust that you want your brand. For many new leads who haven't heard about you before, it's difficult to build up this trust, and it can take a long time. There is so much noise and so many scams online that people are cautious, and it can take many months to warm up a lead before they're ready to purchase. We've found that one of the most significant benefits of a virtual summit is that it enables you to reduce the length of your sales cycle by quickly positioning yourself as an authority. How does it work? In any niche or industry, there are certain brands and individuals who are considered industry leaders and experts. The secret to shortcutting the time it takes to be seen as an authority is to be associated with the leaders. You can quickly leverage your authority on the back of their reputations. If you're able to get some A-list speakers at your summit, by implication, they've endorsed you, your brand. So even if people don't know you or see familiar industry names at your summit, you'll quickly increase your reputation and decrease the length of your sales cycle. This is one of the most significant benefits of running an online summit, being positioned at an equal alongside your industry influencers. Grow your revenue. At some point, you want to make a profit from your online summit. As previously mentioned, a virtual summit is a fantastic way to boost your authority quickly and reduce your bottom line. There are some other ways to monetize virtual summit as well, and we will suggest testing them to see how combination works best. Depending on the size of your online summit, you may easily be able to reach out to other companies and offer them sponsorships. For example, in your online conference, one of the speakers may advocate using a specific product. You could then reach out to the product providers and ask them if they would like to sponsor an advertisement or video, bringing in additional revenue for you. Another popular method is to use affiliate networks. It's likely that the speakers will reveal various tools or products that they use. You could reach out to these product creators and negotiate an affiliate arrangement. They will provide you with a link, and when that link is used for purchases, you'll earn on the sale. Product creation. And let's look at what we're talking about when we talk about product creation and how that really works. If you've done your work in the right way at the end of the virtual summit, you'll have a high-quality product and asset you can leverage again and again. If someone could show you the way to invest $100 and get out $500 after 30 days on repeat with high probability of success, wouldn't you be interested? And that is a very important aspect of running virtual summits, is because you can have videos or audios that you can sell. And remember, you can go to my website, and that's the #1, personalcareercoach.com.